Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Transfers with Ash. The market is gone mad, people. It's gone mad. Some of the fees that I'm seeing for some of these players that are on the market are absolutely astronomical. It's crazy. It's crazy. So in terms of Arsenal, obviously, off the back of my last episode last week, there's not too much more that's gone on. However, there is one name that's new. There's one name that's come into the market, and it's the first time I've been excited about a signing this summer. And yes, there's no guarantee it's going to happen, but the interest, I'm interested. And that is Newcastle's Bruno Guimarães. Now, a lot of the talk over January and the summer has been about Sandro Tonali moving from Newcastle, and he looks like he's almost certain to leave for a big fee to either maybe Spurs or City. We've had our noses in there, but it seems like the price ain't right for us. But Bruno Guimarães, with 2 years left on his deal, we've made a verbal approach of about £55 million, which is a little bit of a Mickey that we've taken there, and Newcastle have obviously rejected that. However, I understand that we're still interested and looking to go in with a formal bid. We've been speaking to his agents, etc. There's no clear indication as to whether he has agreed to the move, but we know that his agents are pushing for this. So yeah, it's a player that Newcastle do not want to lose. He's their talisman. I think he's their captain as well. He's playing at the World Cup at the moment and been really good as well. Got 4 assists, I believe it is. So yeah, this is a player they do not want to lose. However, they're in a weakened position. Like I said, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's they're out of Europe. They're not in European places. The project looks like it's kind of faltering at the moment. And the champions are in town. The champions are in town. So yeah, this is his big opportunity, especially at his age, 28 years old. He's in the prime of his career. Now is the time to go and challenge for the biggest honours, because if you don't sign for someone now and you sign a new deal at Newcastle, it's safe to say you might not get to where you should get to as the top player that he is. And I can see a double pivot of Rice and Bruno Guimarães, and it's just poetic. It's just poetic. It has everything. It has the defensive strength. It has the legs. It has the guile. It has the aggression. It has progressive passing. It has carrying. It's just got everything you want from a duo in central midfield. So if we can get that over the line, I'm telling you now, I'm buzzing with that. And I'd go up to about 80 million. I think he's top class. And his age, a lot of people are talking about his age. It's ridiculous, because how can a 28-year-old be too old? Let's be real here. We signed Trossard about that age. He's given us 3-4 years, class years. And he's at the peak of his powers. We're at the point in our project where we need to sign those ready-made players to take us to the next level. And he is definitely one of them. So if we can get that over the line, absolutely beautiful. But I think there's a long way to go in that saga. And it seems like we're just putting the feelers out for various different midfielders. We know what Berta's like after last summer. He done it with the striker market as well. We don't actually know which player we're going to go for, but it looks like we're engaging in negotiations with a lot of these players, and then whichever one we feel is the better package we'll go for, because we found out recently that we've made an approach for Alex Scott at Bournemouth. Bournemouth have quickly rejected that, said he's not for sale. So yeah, there's a lot that's going on at the moment. I spoke last week about Boadi, I spoke about Tonali, I spoke about Elliot Anderson's gone to Man City for an astronomical fee of some say 116, some say 130, but either way, it's a big fee. So yeah, the midfielder market is absolutely booming at the moment. So yeah, if we can get the Bruno Guimarães, that is the top of that market for me. So let's see what happens with that. The other interesting one that I've heard, I don't know how strong the links are, but there's a bit of a concern over Saliba and his back issues, which he's had for a couple of years now. Back issues, they take ages to recover, and when you're playing, there's no real time for it to recover. So there is a concern about Saliba, I understand, and we have kind of put the feelers out for a Lacroix, I think you pronounce his name, at Palace, Konsa at Villa. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. There's nothing concrete yet, but I know that there's interest there. Morgan Rogers, obviously the top target, as we understand, this summer. Villa apparently have put a 130 million price tag on his head, because they feel like he's a top 5 player in the league, and he's so invaluable to them. They don't want to lose him. And with all the other market, they're looking at the market. They're looking at the likes of Elliot Anderson, and they feel he should be worth more than him. To me, it's absolutely insane. Please do not go anywhere near Morgan Rogers if it's going to cost that much, because that is absolutely ridiculous. He's not a top 5 player in the league. He's a big player, very good player, and he's probably their best player. But 130 million for Morgan Rogers, nah. So if that's what they're on, but you never know. It could just be tactics. You know, it's just a game of cat and mouse in these transfer windows. So we'll see. Bradley Barcola's another one. PSG, I understand, have said that he's not for sale, and if he is, he's going to be in that bracket as well, the 100+ bracket. Another crazy fee. However, with PSG about to, they've got the buy-in from Diomande, and they're looking to do that deal. I think they're looking at Akliouche from Monaco as well. So if they've got Akliouche, Diomande, Dembele, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola can't be the 6th man. He can't do it. He's not going to accept that. So yeah, there's a lot to happen there. And Liverpool, I know, are heavily interested in him as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, there's not really been too much movement. Even the Jeremy Monga deal, we haven't had that confirmed yet. And in terms of outgoings, there's not really too much that's gone on either. But as we're in the knockout stages of the World Cup and teams are starting to go out, I think things will start to flow now. So let's see what happens. But yeah, man, I'm really excited at the prospect of Bruno Guimarães. So I'm praying we can go and push for that deal and get it over the line. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll get back to you next week with another update.